Give me 2 seconds. Story 9 has the detail that makes the whole situation feel staged. These viral Reddit stories start normal, then one tiny choice turns them into a problem nobody agrees on. Story 1 starts with the kind of moment most people would ignore. I thought I knew who was wrong here, but the details changed everything. I might be wrong for my USB killer frying my friend's PC after she snooped in my bag. 20F, my friend is 21F. I always carry a USB killer in my backpack. It looks like any other thumb drive except I stuck a tiny devil face sticker on it, so I know it's the dangerous one. I keep it on me because I still live at home and my parents are super nosy. If I ever left it on my desk, they'd definitely pick it up and plug it into their laptop to see what it is. Yesterday I had to leave campus in a rush and asked my friend to watch my bag for a bit. I ended up not having time to come back, so I just texted her to take it home and I'd grab it today. She said cool. She gets home, admits she got curious and started looking through my stuff, finds the devil sticker USB, thinks it's my normal drive, plugs it into her gaming PC to see what files I have. Computer instantly dies, Mobo and PSU completely gone. Now she's mad at me, saying I'm reckless for carrying something like that and I need to buy her a whole new setup, even though she knows she shouldn't have been digging around in my bag in the first place. I feel bad her PC is dead, but come on, don't snoop and don't plug random drives into your computer. Am I wrong? I know how it looks from the outside, but I still think there is more to it. Who is wrong here? That is the moment where most people would pretend nothing was wrong. Story 2. This one feels normal for about 10 seconds, and then it turns. This sounds simple at first, until you hear what actually happened. I might be wrong for refusing to keep paying black tax even though my family is struggling. I'm a 28-year-old African woman working in a decent job as a teacher. I'm not rich, but I'm doing okay. Ever since I started working, I've been expected to help out my extended family, paying for groceries, covering school fees for cousins, sending money to my mom monthly, etc. In our culture, it's seen as a duty, what people call black tax. I understood this growing up. I've helped where I could. But lately it's become too much. My siblings now expect me to cover everything, and my mom doesn't say no to them. I'm expected to help with bills, car repairs, and now even a wedding contribution for my younger cousin's wedding. I finally said, no more. I've started saving for my own life, therapy, travel, and a deposit for my own apartment. I told my family that I'm not a bank, and they need to start standing on their own feet. I told my mom I will only help with the needs and she cried. My aunt called me whitewashed. My brother said I've become selfish and forgotten where I came from, woman facepalming medium skin tone, but I've spent years putting their needs first. I've missed opportunities, drained my savings, and lived paycheck to paycheck while they bought new phones and clothes. I still love them. But I'm tired of carrying everyone. Am I wrong for choosing myself? So am I wrong for sticking with my decision, or are people judging this too fast? That is the moment where most people would pretend nothing was wrong. Story 3. This one feels normal for about 10 seconds, and then it turns. I thought I knew who was wrong here, but the details changed everything. I stole from a shopping cart. So this happened a few days ago at a grocery store. I was waiting patiently in my lane, and beside me was the priority lane for senior citizens, PWDs, etc. There were a couple of elderly people sitting on the chairs provided specifically for them while waiting for their turn. Pretty normal setup. Now some guy casually walks up and cuts right in front of the seated seniors. I speak up and say, "Hey, they're already in line." And this guy, without even looking at me, goes, I don't see them standing in line though. Real smug. Real dismissive. The elderly folks looked uncomfortable but didn't want to cause a scene. So I shut up. And I simmered. A few minutes later, we're still in the lanes and I notice his cart is stacked with what looks like camping gear such as a sleeping bag, paper plates, marshmallows, instant noodles, a portable stove, etc. And there it was, a single can of butane gas. And right there, I saw an opportunity. The guy's blabbering on the phone, totally distracted. So I casually leaned over, plucked the butane from his cart, and slid it into mine. He didn't notice. He checked out and left. I paid for my stuff including his butane, and walked away. Somewhere out there, this man arrived at his campsite, probably boasting about how smart and quick he is. And when he tried to fire up that portable stove? No gas. No hot food. No coffee. Just crunchy noodles and the sweet taste of consequences, hopefully. Also, PWD means people with disability, laughing face. I still do not know what I would have done differently, and that is why this story stuck with me. That is the moment where most people would pretend nothing was wrong. Story 4. This one feels normal for about 10 seconds, and then it turns. I thought I knew who was wrong here, but the details changed everything. I got refunded $6,000 instead of $60 and never said anything. I bought a bunch of scrubs online and after they were delivered, I returned about $60 worth BC they didn't fit. I noticed my bank account like a week later go from barely anything to being $6,000 richer. I realized it was the scrubs company that sent it. I was living with my BF at the time and we were applying for a mortgage soon, so I decided, well, if they take it back, fine, but I'm not gonna call and say anything since it will just make our finances look a bit better when applying for a mortgage. I was really scared for a while that I would be in trouble for not reporting it, but ended up using it towards our down payment, and it's been about 7 years now since that happened. LOL. I still do not know what I would have done differently, and that is why this story stuck with me. The scary part is how ordinary the first warning sign felt. Story 5. This one feels normal for about 10 seconds, and then it turns. This sounds simple at first, until you hear what actually happened. I might be wrong for cheating at an eating competition. So, our local restaurant that has really good wings was hosting a hot pepper eating competition recently, with a bunch of coupons for free wings on the line. I have a weird genetic quirk where my body doesn't register capsaicin normally, so my spice tolerance levels are way higher than normal. So, I entered the competition and won the coupons, but my friends are now telling me that I cheated and I should have let normal people compete and get the wings. So, Reddit, am I wrong for competing? The wings are so good though. I now have to embark on the holy pilgrimage to all hot pepper contests in the Fire Nation to conquer them all. Wish me luck. Edit 2, since many people asked, no, it doesn't hurt throughout the whole body, nor on the way out. Be honest, would you back down, or would you stand your ground? That is the moment where most people would pretend nothing was wrong. Story 6. This one feels normal for about 10 seconds, and then it turns. I thought I knew who was wrong here, but the details changed everything. I've stopped using exclamation marks when responding to emails from my boss. My mom died last month and my boss was a real dick about the whole situation. He's always been hard to work for, but he actually told me to get over it because her death was creating extra work for him. That was the straw and this camel's back broke. I can't quit my job, but I'm taking steps to move to a better role and I know I need to keep the peace until then. I always start emails with a positive first sentence. Something like a simple good morning. Or I hope you're having a nice day. I still do this on emails to my boss, but I have omitted exclamation points entirely. I've been here over a decade, so it's extremely noticeable to anyone who works with me closely, and it's driving him crazy. His messages seem frazzled and he's frantically using exclamation points in every email, something he has never done before. It's so stupid, but I can tell it's breaking him. I still do not know what I would have done differently, and that is why this story stuck with me. The scary part is how ordinary the first warning sign felt. Story 7. This one feels normal for about 10 seconds, and then it turns. I thought I knew who was wrong here, but the details changed everything. My friend said I owe her half my inheritance because her family didn't have that. So my great-aunt passed away and left me a decent inheritance. Nothing wild, but enough to pay off my student loans and set aside a little savings. I told my friend, we'll call her Rachel, over lunch. She got quiet. Then she said, "Wow. Must be nice. I bet you'll help out your friends who weren't so lucky growing up." I laughed and said something like, I'll probably treat my friends to dinner more often. She stared at me and said dead serious, "No, actually help. We've known each other forever. I think it'd be fair if you split it." I thought she was joking. She was not. She then brought up all the times she covered my coffee in college and said, "This is just the universe evening the score." Needless to say, I didn't share a dime. She blocked me on Instagram and told our mutual friends I ghosted her after I got rich. Sorry, Rachel. The only thing I'm splitting is the check, with people who actually support me. I still do not know what I would have done differently, and that is why this story stuck with me. The scary part is how ordinary the first warning sign felt. Story 8. This one feels normal for about 10 seconds, and then it turns. This sounds simple at first, until you hear what actually happened. Boss said I can't just disappear from my desk, so now I send him a message every time I leave. We had a team meeting where my boss said people are just getting up and disappearing without telling anyone, and it's unprofessional. So now I message him on Teams every single time. Stepping away for restroom. Going to grab coffee. Printer run. I don't wait for a response, I just let him know. Last week I sent him 9 messages in one day. On Friday he replied, "You don't need to tell me every time you move," and I said, "Just wanted to make sure I'm being professional like you asked." He hasn't brought it up since. I still do not know what I would have done differently, and that is why this story stuck with me. That is the moment where most people would pretend nothing was wrong. Story 9. This one feels normal for about 10 seconds, and then it turns. This sounds simple at first, until you hear what actually happened. Some guy parked across 3 handicap spots and left his windows open. This happened just yesterday. In late April, I hurt my foot and ankle, which required surgery, so I was given a temporary handicap placard. I went to Target to pick up some groceries in the middle of the afternoon, when I knew it would be dead. Except that a single car was taking up 3 spots parked horizontally across 3 lanes. A very nice Porsche is sitting there. With no tags, no placards. And the passenger side window? Wide open, like an invitation. I grabbed some dirt and gravel from nearby and lightly sprinkled it all over the passenger seat for theatrics. Then I went inside and told the front desk I thought I saw a raccoon slip into the Porsche hogging the handicapped spots. They announced over the intercom, asking the owner to come up. I stayed within viewing distance to see what would happen. When a dude practically ran over, yelling about his car and calling the employees names for lack of pest control. Clearly pissed and yelling. Not long after, a big-ass biker